Welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we're diving into a question that honestly makes or breaks founders. Why does absolutely every business need a mentor before it's too late? We're going to be pulling some deep insights from Trade and Investment Bangladesh to figure out why relying solely on a killer product is, well, a pretty dangerous trap.
It's kind of crazy when you think about it. Why do businesses with absolutely excellent products still go under? You'd think a great product, some funding, and a bit of grit would be enough, right? But in today's wild landscape, it's just not. You've got fierce competition, tech completely upending traditional models, and you are expected to make these huge, complex strategic decisions every single day. So why isn't your passion alone enough to cut it?
To answer that, here is our roadmap for today. 1. The great product trap. 2. Consultant versus business mentor. 3. The cost of isolation. 4. Navigating the Bangladesh market. And 5. Your strategic growth partner.
Okay, moving right into Section 1, the great product trap. Imagine your business is like a giant iceberg. Now, a superior product absolutely cannot compensate for poor decision-making or bad management. Your product, that's just the shiny tip sticking out above the water. So many entrepreneurs spend literally years polishing that tip, but they completely ignore the massive foundation hidden underneath. We're talking management systems, financial discipline, and strategic planning. When a business sinks, it's almost never because the product was inherently bad. It's because that hidden foundation cracked under the weight of poor decisions.
Which brings us to Section 2, Consultant versus Business Mentor. People mix these two up all the time, but the difference is huge. A consultant usually comes in for a quick fix. They solve a specific problem, the project wraps up, and they're gone. A business mentor, on the other hand, is a trusted strategic advisor. We're talking about a continuous, long-term relationship. They aren't going to run the business for you, but they are going to give you that objective feedback and accountability you really need over time. It's a true strategic partnership, not just a one-off transaction.
Let's look at Section 3, the cost of isolation.
There's a great quote from M. Jayanal Abdin in our source text. He points out, entrepreneurship can be surprisingly lonely. And it's so true, isn't it? As a business owner, you carry the entire weight of every major decision. Your team might be too intimidated to push back, your family might not really get the business side of things, and your friends might lack the professional expertise. So you end up making these high-stakes calls completely in a bubble, relying on gut feelings instead of hard evidence. And honestly, that is incredibly risky.
Because without a clear direction, your growth starts to stutter. Then, daily operations get messy. Before you know it, you're losing financial control. This isolation triggers a whole cascade of nasty effects, leading straight to declining profits and unhappy customers. And the scariest part? This doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow bleed. A lot of founders only yell for help when sales are already in free fall, and by then, trying to recover is an absolute nightmare.
You might be sitting there thinking, I'll just drink 5 more cups of coffee and work 80 hours a week to fix it. But our sources make it super clear. Working strategically is way more critical than simply working harder until you burn out. Eventually, you hit a ceiling where sheer willpower just isn't enough. You have to evolve from being an exhausted business operator into a true strategic leader. A mentor is the one who helps you stop pushing that massive boulder up the hill, guiding you towards sustainable expansion.
All right, Section 4, Navigating the Bangladesh market.
Now, let's look at Bangladesh specifically. It's one of Asia's most dynamic economies. Huge opportunities in garments, IT, agriculture. But wow, the hurdles are complex. You've got evolving government regulations, incredibly complex taxation policies, intricate import and export rules, strict labor laws, and environmental compliance. The list goes on. Whether you're a local startup or a foreign investor, trying to navigate this massive maze of complexity entirely on your own isn't being brave, it's literally just burning your time and money.
Which leads us perfectly into Section 5, Your Strategic Growth Partner.
Let's break down how Trade and Investment Bangladesh actually tackles this. TNIB doesn't do one-size-fits-all advice. They use a very specific 3-step mentorship progression. Step 1, they do a deep assessment of your current business position and market environment. Step 2, they build out a totally customized strategic roadmap. But Step 3 is where the real magic happens. They remain actively involved. They don't just hand you a fancy binder and ghost you. They stick around to review progress and continuously refine those strategies as the market shifts.
And we know this approach actually works. Just look at this direct feedback from Mostafizur Rahman, the founder and CEO of CanBiz Inc. in Canada. He states,
TNIB's strategic insight significantly contributed to strengthening our engagement with businesses in Bangladesh. It just goes to show that having a trusted, local mentor adds real, measurable value. It's all about building a competitive advantage that actually lasts.
So I want to leave you with this final provocative thought straight from our source material. Will you wait for a crisis, or will you invest in visionary leadership today? Look, business problems almost never emerge suddenly. They build up over time. Preventing a mistake is always cheaper than trying to fix one. Asking for guidance isn't a weakness. It's the ultimate mark of a smart, visionary leader. Don't wait until that iceberg hits your business. Go out and find your strategic partner today.